Morning students, this is SD Pawar, lecturer Department of Economics, Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belgaum. Let's continue with the topic 2, National Income, part 3 from the macroeconomics book. In the last class, that is the second part, we have discussed what to explain the circular flow of income in an economy, and we had seen a circular diagram also, assuming that there are only two sectors in the economy, that is household and the firms. Then firms are producing the goods and supplying it to the households. Then firms are also paying factor rewards in the form of rent, wages for the factor services provided by the households, and whatever income is received by the household, they are spending it on the consumption of goods and services. Okay, so which will determine the upper circle, two layers of the upper circle explains the goods and service market, and the lower two circles of the circular diagram shows the production factor payments and production factor payments of the economy. So in this circular diagram we find out three stages of calculating national income, estimation of national income, that is the product method, that is where the firms are producing the goods and services. Then we determine the expenditure method, where all the households are doing consumption and spending on goods and services, expenditure method. And the third one is income method, where all the factors of production are receiving the factor payments, factor rewards in the form of rent, wages, interest and profits. Now let's continue with the next part. Illustrate unplanned accumulation and unplanned decumulation of inventories with an example. Firstly, inventory means what? Stock. Now let's see the stock of unsold. Now you know firm produces the goods and in a particular year for the purpose of what? Sale. But sometimes all the goods that are produced in that particular year do not get sold. Okay, so which goods do not get sold, the firm will carry that stock from one year to next year. Okay, so let me read it. The stock of unsold goods the firm carries from one year to next year is called inventory. Inventory means stock, so inventory is a stock variable or a stock concept. If the value, you all please take the screenshot, these are only the notes. If the value of inventory is higher at the end of the year compared to the start of the year. Now see, the firm has carried some inventory from the previous year at the beginning of the year. Then by the end of that year, again if there is increase in the inventory, that is which goods are produced in the particular year, from that also some goods do not get sold, then what is going to happen? The inventory or the stock is going to increase. So we use the word accumulated for that. If the value of inventory is higher at the end of the year compared to the start of the year, we say inventories have increased or accumulated. If the value of inventory is less, suppose the value of inventory is less at the end of the year compared to the start of the year, the inventories have decreased, or we say it has decumulated. Okay, compared to the start, at the end inventories have increased, then it is accumulation of inventories, and compared to the start, at the end inventories have become less, then we say it as decumulated. The inventories are treated as capital. Previous year's stock will be added to the next year. So it is treated as capital, and addition to the stock of capital of a firm is investment. It is treated as investment. Now let us see change in inventories may be. Now the change in inventory may be planned or unplanned. See, the rise or fall or accumulation or decumulation of inventory may be planned sometimes, or it may be unplanned. Let us see the question now. Explain unplanned accumulation. Okay, unplanned accumulation is due to an unexpected fall in the sales. Unexpected fall in the sales. The firm will have unsold stock of goods which it had not anticipated or which it had not expected, and leads to increase or accumulation of stock, which can be explained with an example. Now this chart I have done, you can write it in the form of a paragraph also. For understanding purpose, I have written it in the form of a chart for you, so that it is better to understand. Now see, why does unplanned accumulation take place? Because due to unexpected fall in the sales. Sales are not as expected, and the stock increases at the end of the year, and that is unplanned or which is not expected, and that is unplanned accumulation. Now see the chart. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns are there. First one is initial inventory, means initial stock. Then first one you see, initial inventory is 100 shares, that is previous year's stock is carried forward for this year. So already there is an inventory or a stock of 100 shares of previous year. This year, second column you see, it expects to keep inventory at the end of the year of 100 shares. Okay, it is the rule of it. It wants to keep, due to any reason maybe, it wants to keep at the end how many shirts? 100 shirts. It has started with an inventory of 100 shirts. This year also it wants to keep a stock of 100 shirts, and it expects to sell how much? 1000 shirts. It is expected to sell 1000 shirts. So it does the production of how many shirts? 1000 shirts. But the actual sales turn out to be how much only? 600. Actual sales turn out to be 600. It is expected to sell 1000, so it produces 1000 shirts, but actual sale takes place is only of 600 shirts. That is, there is unexpected fall in the sales. So at the year end, what will be the stock now? Thousands it has produced, where actual sale is 600. So 1000 minus 600, remaining is how much? 400, plus the stock of 100 at the beginning. That stock becomes how much now? 500 shirts. So there is unplanned accumulation of how many shirts now? 400 shirts. It had expected to keep how much? 100 shirts at the end, but unexpectedly there is accumulation of total 500 shirts. So accumulation is how much? 400 shirts. I hope you are understanding this, students. Initial inventory, it has last year's previous carry forward is 100 shirts. It wants to sell, it wants to keep 100 shirts at the end as a stock. Then and it is expecting to sell 1000 shirts, so it will produce 1000 shirts, but actually is able to sell only 600 shirts. There is a unexpected fall in the sales, and therefore accumulation, there is unexpected accumulation or unplanned accumulation. It had not planned for so much of accumulation or stock, that is 400 plus 100, 500 shirts is unplanned accumulation. Let's see. For today, I think this much is sufficient. We will continue in the next class. Just prepare for, just understand this unplanned accumulation. Firstly, what is accumulation and decumulation? Accumulation means what? Increase in the stock. Decumulation means decrease in the stock. And if compared to the start, at the end the inventory has become more, stock has become more, it is accumulation. And compared to the start, at the end the stock has become less, it is decumulation. And this accumulation and decumulation, increase or decrease in the stock, may be planned or unplanned. And today we have seen example of unplanned accumulation. Okay, that is because of unexpected fall in the sales leads to unplanned accumulation. And please let me tell you very important thing, you have to use this same figures. These are textbook figures, and in the exam you are expected to write these same example figures. Otherwise you will not be getting any marks. These same examples are required. So initial inventory is 100 shirts and it wants to keep at the end same 100 shirts as stock, and it is expecting to sell 1000, so it produces 1000 shirts but is actually able to sell only 600 shirts. There is unexpected fall in the sales, it leads to accumulation, unplanned accumulation, unplanned increase in the stocks. So thank you for today.